Hey guys, my name is Bill and I'm an addict. I just want to say thank you again, man, to my home group for asking me to speak today. You know, it's my second time coming here, man. I came here I was talking to somebody earlier. I came here, had like 5 months clean when I came last time. And I didn't know nobody. I felt real uncomfortable. You know, I didn't know anybody. I felt real uncomfortable when I was here, you know, and you know, over this time, like over the last, you know, year and some months, you know, I've got to know like a lot of the people in this room, you know, and something happened earlier, man. It was real weird. You know, I'm selling pop over there, and a couple guys came in and gave me a hug, and they were smiling, and they were real happy to see me still here. And you know, I got like chills whenever it happened. You know what I mean? Like something hit me, like that people care enough about me, right? Like they're happy to see me today, and I remember my family wasn't happy to see me. You know what I mean? And I don't know, something. It just felt like I felt the energy in here, sitting in the back, you know, and I felt the energy in here, and it was different than what I felt last time I was here. You know, because I was real nervous and real on edge last time, man. You know, and if it wasn't for this home group, I know I wouldn't still be here. If it wasn't for the people in my life today. So the topic is obviously like a topic about sex, right? And but if you look at the pamphlet, it says reciprocity, spiritual consequences, right? So like I had to like think about this, man, you know, and you know, I got some guidance from people in my life, you know, and they said to look up the definition for the words, you know, so. And I also asked my, you know, another person in my life, and they sent me some things to look at about reciprocity in relationships. And the more I read about it, man, you know, I looked up the definition. So reciprocity is like a give and take, a mutual giving and receiving from one person to another. You know, spiritual is a connection with the, you know, I forget exactly what it says. Spirituality is the connection with your higher power. And then, you know, consequences are, you know, whatever happens because of an action, you know what I mean? A negative reaction. So, but then I looked at what someone else sent me, and it said there's 3 types of reciprocity in relationships. And one was like generalized, you know, you give something like a birthday present, and you usually expect one in return come your birthday, you know what I mean? And then there's, I believe it's like mutual or something, and it's a, you know, an ongoing giving and receiving. And I think about that as like a relationship that, you know, quote unquote, normal people would have, a happy marriage, or, you know, like supporting of one another, something that I've never been able to do, you know. And then there was one that's like it's a negative one, you know. And it's just for your benefit, you know, only because it benefits me. And that's what I've done my entire life, you know, every relationship, not just sexual relationships. But I remember like when I was working on my 4th step, right? And in it asks about intimate relationships, and intimacy to me always meant sex. I didn't even know. Like it said about with your family members. So I had to look it up, right? Because I'm like, don't sound about right to me, you know what I mean? It don't sound too right to me. So I looked up the definition, and intimate is just a deep connection with another person, right? And, you know, I used to tell myself that I knew. You know, and I believe also in my heart that I knew the people that I was in love with. You know, I knew their favorite colors, and I prided myself in that, and I knew, you know, I did all these things, or I at least told myself I was doing them, right? But I don't think they ever really knew me, right? Because I'm learning who I am today. You know, so, and then I like look back on my life, right? And I joke about it in my lead kind of, man, like I take hostages, right? And when you take a hostage, right, you do it because like you ain't got a choice, or B, you need, you know, you're doing it for a benefit to me, right? If I take a hostage, the cops might not blow my fucking head off. You know what I mean? And that's what I did, man. My whole life with every relationship that I was in, and you know, if it wasn't as my ways and means to get more, you know, because I definitely used every woman that I was in a relationship with for their body in order, you know, so I can get dope. You know what I mean? That was normalized in my life. You know, my sisters did the same thing. My mother did the same thing, and it was just a normal part of my life, man. You know, I didn't see anything bad about it. You know, because I had no moral compass. I thought I did. You know what I mean? And or maybe I did deep down, and I just didn't care or pay attention to it, right? Um, you know, so you know, I think back and I talk. You know, I talk to my mom a lot, right? Because my mom's all I got left, really. You know, I've lost two sisters to this disease, and you know, I've lost a lot of my family, and so you know, I asked my mom like clarification on a lot of my life, right? Because I don't drugs fucked me up, man. I don't remember a lot of things. You know, like other people shared, I don't remember dates. You know, I think it's amazing when somebody like on this date, you know, I got to fucking generalize within these last 3 years or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't fucking have an exact date to anything in my life. I don't even remember when I would have graduated. Um, but you know, so like I talk to my mom a lot, and I ask her, you know, how I treated. That's why I was talking. I went to see my mom last night before I came here. But you know, before I came to Greensburg, because I stayed the night out here, and I asked her like how I treated the women that I was in relationships with. Um, and she always said like I did. She said I did my best in relationships. You know what I mean? And you know, but I know my mom only seen what I showed her, and the women I was with only seen what I showed them. You know what I mean? And you know, reciprocity in a relationship is a mutual give and take, right? And like I said, I never really gave. You know, like I said, I lied to myself and said that I did, right? But that's because I didn't know how to give. I didn't have anything to give. You know what I mean? And you know, today I'm learning that I have some things to give. It may not be money. You know, it may not be the fucking nicest. You know, it may not be a house. It may not be a white picket fence. But like, you know, I have some knowledge. You know what I mean? I have a heart today. You know, I'm learning to have compassion for people, man. And you know, that's like the best I can fucking do right now, man. And I think that's enough. You know what I mean? I think that's all some people, women, you know, want, man. They don't necessarily want, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of fucking gold diggers out there that's what they fucking want is the money and all that. But the people that I would want to be with, man, don't want that from me, man. They want, you know, that love and compassion, and just the comfort and the acceptance, right? All of the things that I get here, right? Because before I came here, I had no idea how to live life as a fucking adult male, right? I didn't know how to pay bills. I didn't know how to fucking, you know, go to work on time. I wasn't a valued employee. I had no skill set in my life. But since I came around, man, like I've learned how to do that, man. You know what I mean? You know, my sponsor always says his favorite part is the fully self-supporting part. You know what I mean? That we have. We are fully self-supporting. And today, I am a fully self-supporting member of society, right? And I take pride in that. Because, like, you know, I never in my life, I was just saying something to somebody earlier, man. You'd asked me 3 years ago, I'd never thought I'd be alive today. You know, because I didn't want to be alive. Like, you know, the biggest thing is like honesty here, right? You know what I mean? And I'm going through some things in my life today where, like, you know, things grow up or die, right? And like, I have to grow up. You know what I mean? I have no choice. You know, dying is always an option. Using is always an option, which means death for me, man. Like I've heard other people share, man. I've overdosed. Like I said, I don't remember exact numbers, but it's up there. You know what I mean? I've overdosed a lot in my life, man, and I'm very blessed to be here. And I know it's only through God's grace and mercy that I am. You know, it's my higher powers put people in my life and in that position to, like, you know, find me and save me, man. Narcotics Anonymous has saved me thus far, man. And, I'm in this position in my life. And I was thinking about, like, what was I going to say while I'm up here, right? And, like, it's on my heart, man, because, like, I'm nervous to say it because it makes it realer. It makes it real, man. It makes it real. And, I've been through a lot of things in my, like, some situations in my life, man, which make this, like, a true fear of the, either on me not being good at it, man, or, doing the same thing that happened to me as a kid, And so, like, I'm going to be a father, man. And first time in my life, man, I'm 32 years old. I'm nervous. And, I have to learn how to be reciprocal in that, right? It's no longer like just a beneficial thing to me. Like this other person in my life, I have to give, and not expect anything in return, And that's like what Narcotics Anonymous does for me, man. You guys give to me and don't expect nothing in return. And I've had to learn like how to do that to other people in this process, man. I've had to learn to give to like newcomers, because I'm still a newcomer myself, but people with less time than me, right? I've had to learn to give and not expect anything in return. Because I've done that. I've given to somebody, right? And then I was hurt when they didn't come back around. You know what I mean? I invested the time, and my faith into somebody, and then it was let down, right? So like I'm learning how to like, man, Narcotics Anonymous is teaching me how to live. That's simple, man. Like I said, I had no clue before I came here, right? How to be a man. And, it's the people here that teach me, man. It's the people in my life, my sponsor, my grand sponsor, my great-grand sponsor, man, who teach me on a daily basis that it's okay to be scared. None of us have gotten through like this process of recovery, right, without somebody with more time than us leading the way for us and teaching us, right? And I thank God for that, man. I see certain people, man, and I always tell them, because I know they got a lot of years, man, and I always tell them, thank you for sticking around. You know what I mean? Our literature also says, like, as addicts, we always fall back to familiar chaos, right? And I've been in this process. I ended a relationship here, 6-year relationship. I ended it because the other person didn't want to stay clean, right? And so, like, as soon as that relationship ended, right, because we were on a sex topic, right, I went into this fucking spiral of Tinder and fucking, every dating app you can imagine was on my phone, right? And, it was the constant comparison, comparing one to the next. I'd go pick up a girl to go on a date. She looks nothing like her fucking picture. It happened more times than I could count, man. But, my mom raised a gentleman, so I still took him out. I just dropped him off at home, you know what I mean? I dropped him off at the end of the date. And sometimes I joked with somebody, like, I felt like maybe I should have just been a dickhead to him because, like, and then they're calling me the next day. And I had to, like, just block them, you know what I mean? And I'm like maybe it'd just been easier to be a dickhead and they wouldn't wanted to call me, you know what I mean? Instead I'm like a gentleman and, I don't know, man. Maybe they thought they got away with something, but I'm sorry, but they didn't get away with shit. I dropped them off and told them I had a nice night and have a good day, you know what I mean? But I learned that, like, there's nothing I can gain, man, from a sexual relationship right now at this point in my recovery, right, except for some pain. Unless, like, some responsibility, like my fucking situation now, man, I tried that. I did with this girl that I'm having a child with, I tried we're not going to be together, we're just going to fuck, right? You know what I mean? And feelings come into play, man. No two people can lay down and get up with no fucking feelings for long, you know what I mean? And, for a while, it was just her with the feelings, man, until it was me too, And, You know, it's like what I'm facing now, man. It's only what I'm facing, what God has given to me, right? Because I want fucking children. I want kids, man. You know, I want to be a better father to my kids than my father was to me. You know what I mean? And I'm just blessed today, man. You know, I'm scared, like I said, man. Gone through some situations before where I was gonna have a kid, and I was excited, and I told everybody, right? And you know, it didn't happen. You know what I mean? It wasn't God's will for me and the person I was with to have children together. You know what I mean? And I have to look at it like that. But you know, I look at it like this now, man. Is you know, it's in my cards today, and I have all you guys to teach me how to be a good father. You know what I mean? I got a sponsor who's a great father to his children, man, to like lead the way for me and teach me, and I'm so grateful for that. So I'm pretty sure I'm out of time, right? Yeah. So I just want to say thank you again, man, and I hope you guys enjoy your time here. Yeah.